In this video, I will be talking about radioactive waste of uranium mining and milling. First of all, what is uranium? Uranium is an element that is categorized as radioactive materials that contributes to the level of natural background radiation. There are few significant uses of uranium. Uranium commonly used in nuclear power generation by acts as fuel for nuclear power plants and nuclear reactors that run naval ships and submarines. Besides, uranium can be used as nuclear weapons for military purpose. Next, uranium used for treatment and analysis in the medical sector and many more. There's so much use of uranium that benefits in the human life. Before entering to the topic, let's explore deeply about the title. Radioactive waste is a source that emits different types of radiation at levels that impact human health. Uranium mining is a process when uranium is near the surface and miners dig the rock out of the open pits. When uranium is found deep underground, miners must dig underground mines to reach for the uranium. Meanwhile, uranium milling is a process of uranium that takes place at the mill after the ore that contains uranium is removed from the earth through open pit or underground mining. Then, the ore of uranium brought to a mill, crushed and ground up before chemicals are added to dissolve the uranium. So, to simplify things, mining is a process to extract uranium, while milling is a process to recover the extracted uranium. From this mining and milling process, it leaves behind radioactive waste. The main radioactive waste generated from uranium mining and milling is tailings and waste rock. Tailings are the leftover material from the processing of mined ore and mostly consist of ground rock. Mill tailings are stored in specially designed ponds called impoundments. These tailings remain radioactive and contain hazardous chemicals from the recovery process. Meanwhile, waste rock, which consists of rock and target minerals in concentration that is too low for economic recovery, is removed along with the ore. Waste rock includes granular, broken rock that range from fine sand to large boulders and many more. Uranium eventually will decay to radium and release radon, a radioactive gas. This gas does not pose significant risk to public or miners as it will disperse into the atmosphere. However, it can present radiation hazards to miners in the underground mines that did not have a proper air ventilation. The radioactive waste produced need to be properly managed for long-term stability and security. This is due to the after effect that produced by the mining waste and milling tailings. This waste presents a serious threat to human health through the seepage and leaking of radioactive materials. There are multiple exposure pathways of radioactive waste. First, water and food can be contaminated by fine material dusted that carried by the air, resulting in the ingestions of alpha and beta particles, which is dangerous when taken into the body. Previously, tailings and waste rock used as building materials for houses and roads. Roads and buildings that built using the mining waste also exposed to gamma particles and neutron radiation from those wastes. People who exposed too long in the buildings of roads will expose to radiation hazards. However, these issues have been solved when the 1978 Uranium Mill Tailings Radiation Control Act UNTRCA demands the stopping of the use of mill tailings in building and construction projects. Next, the radioactive waste management. As for tailing management, tailing is stored in tailing management facilities. TMF is designed to isolate the tailings from the surroundings environment for a very long time. Tailings are generally deposited under water to first prevent them from oxidizing, second is to provide shielding from radiation emanating from the tailings, and third is to stop dust from blowing off the surface of the tailings. As for waste rock management, during mining operations, clean and mineralized waste rock will be placed in separate rock piles as each require different management practice. Clean rock that is left over once mining has ceased can be left in the piles on the surface, contoured to blend in with the natural environment and revegetated. Mineralized rock that left exposed on the surface indefinitely could generate acid or release contaminants and threats that could impact the local environment. That is why the two different rocks need to be separated and managed in a different way. Therefore, during the operations of waste rock management, mineralized waste rock is deposited on impermeable beds. These waste rock piles are collected and processed through water treatment plants to remove contaminants before they are released to the environment. Long-term management of mineralized waste rock includes depositing the rock in mined-out open pits, topping them with clean waste rock, and covering surface piles with canopies engineered to minimize the infiltrations of water and erosion. There are few ways to avoid the health risks due to the radiations of radioactive waste. First, we should avoid places where once an operating mining site and the equipment. From this, we will limit the exposure of potential hazards from radioactive waste stored on site. Next, we should obey safety instructions that posted near abandoned or operating mining site. Never drink water from open pit lake and remove rock or soil from uranium mine. If us human is exposed to radiation, our metabolism could be in danger. All our body function will be attacked, causing range of cancer or impacting our genetic code. This health problem could be passed on to the next generation. For exposure to non-lethal doses, the person that exposed could experience changes in blood chemistry, nausea, fatigue, vomiting, or genetic modifications. There is no level of exposure to radiation that can be considered as safe. Meanwhile, exposure to higher level of radiation can result in death within hours or days or even weeks. So, in conclusion, if you don't want to be exposed to radiation, always follow the proper instruction on handling the radioactive materials.